So you know how I said like half my picks are usually wrong? Well, I went 8-8 in week 1. Welcome back to week 2 NFL predictions. And hopefully this time we can do better than 8-8. Starting with Thursday Night Football, the Washington Commanders at the Green Bay Packers. Now this is a hard game to pick. The Commanders, the Packers, both really good teams. This is not an easy pick, but I'm picking the Green Bay Packers. And I won't be surprised if the Commanders were to win. I don't know really who to pick, but I think the Packers just have a better defense. I think the Packers have a better team built around Jordan Love than Daniels. So with those reasons, I'm picking the Packers. Won't be surprised if the Commanders win though. And then you have the New York Giants going to Dallas to face the Cowboys. The Cowboys surprised me on Thursday Night Football. The Cowboys put up a really good game against the Eagles. And the Giants are, well, the Giants. So I'm picking the Cowboys to win this game. And then you have the Seattle Seahawks going to Pittsburgh to face the Steelers. The Seahawks picked them to beat the 49ers. They didn't. It was a close game though. So, I mean, that's what I expected. I expected it to be a close game. Just thought the Seahawks would win, but not in that game. But Pittsburgh, Aaron Rodgers with 4 touchdown passes. That's unbelievable. So I guess Aaron Rodgers can still play football. And with that built Steelers defense, they have a really good defense. Aaron Rodgers is moving that football. I have to think that the Pittsburgh Steelers will win this football game. And then we have the Los Angeles Rams going to Tennessee to face the Titans. The Rams picked against them to lose to the Texans. It was a close game like expected. I didn't know who to pick. But I went with the Texans, and the Rams won. The Titans, really strong defense. I actually watched the Broncos and Titans game after the Saints and Cardinals game. The Titans have a really good defense. But I can't pick against the Rams when they're facing the Titans, so I have to pick the Rams to win this game. And then you have the Buffalo Bills going to New York to face the Jets. The Bills somehow winning against the Baltimore Ravens. The Ravens just completely collapsed in the fourth quarter against the Bills. And the Jets, Justin Fields is making the Jets offense look really good. And I think this might be a competitive football game. I don't think the Jets will go down without a fight. I'm still going to pick the Bills here, but the Jets possibly might win the game, but I'm going with the Bills. And then you have the New England Patriots versus the Miami Dolphins in Miami. And just, what the hell with both these teams. The Patriots losing to the Raiders. I don't know what all the hype was within New England. They're losing to the teams like the Raiders. And then the Dolphins. Oh my goodness. Like, people said the Dolphins are not going to be good this year. But they made Daniel Jones look like Eli Manning. So this was also a really hard game to pick. But oh my goodness. I had to pick the Patriots just because of how the Dolphins performed last week. That's all I got to go off of. And then you got the Jacksonville Jaguars going to Cincinnati to face off against the Bengals. And the Bengals finally ended their week 1 curse. It's about time. But only 1 point against the Browns though. And the Jaguars, such a hard team to predict. They're either really good or they're just really bad. And it's just almost impossible to predict really. So this one is also a hard game to pick. Because, I mean, let's think about it. The Jaguars, okay, yeah, they did good, but can they keep that up? The Bengals, everyone knows the Bengals are pretty good, but they only beat the Browns by 1 point. But I do think the Bengals just have a better team built, so I have to think maybe the Bengals will win this game. If the Jaguars win, they might be pretty damn good. And then you got the San Francisco 49ers going to New Orleans to face the Saints. The Saints, Spencer Rattler looked actually decent. Everyone was saying he's going to be like the worst quarterback in the league, but he threw 210 yards. He didn't throw a touchdown pass, but he also did not throw an interception. And the San Francisco 49ers is the 49ers. That team is stacked. They have a good defense. I know Kittle's out, but the New Orleans Saints, I don't see them beating the San Francisco 49ers. So once again, picking against my own team. But why would I pick my team? I mean, if they beat the 49ers, then holy crap. And then you have the Cleveland Browns versus the Baltimore Ravens. The Ravens are going to win this game. There's nothing to say about it. And then we had the Chicago Bears going to Detroit to face the Lions. Now this is actually a hard game to choose. The Bears, on Monday Night Football against the Vikings, they had the game. They played the first 3 quarters and then just didn't play the 4th quarter. And let the Vikings crawl back and took a 2-score lead in the 4th quarter and lost. But besides from that, the Bears, they looked really good in the first half. The Lions, though, oh my goodness, what happened, Lions? The Lions just cannot get anything going on offense, and it was just not a good game for the Lions. So with that in consideration, this is going to be a very close game. I know the Bears had a good fight against the Lions last year, but until proven otherwise, I had to pick the Lions. I just think they have the better team, but the Bears might win this game, but I had to go with the Lions. And then you have the Denver Broncos going to Indianapolis to face the Colts. Daniel Jones. What in the world? Like, Daniel Jones just went off against the Dolphins. He's putting up numbers he's never put up before. And the Broncos. That offense was horrendous. I picked the Denver Broncos just because, like, I can't pick Daniel Jones. I just can't pick Daniel Jones. Like, that's a hard thing to do. And then you have the Carolina Panthers going to Arizona to face the Cardinals. The Cardinals. Kyler Murray looking good. He threw 2 touchdown passes against the Saints. And I just, like I said in last week's video, I just think the Cardinals is this wild card team that everyone is sleeping on. The Panthers, on the other hand, oh my goodness, they got their ass kicked by the Jaguars. Bryce Young looked completely terrible. He threw 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions, and it's just Bryce Young is not playing good and living up to the hype. Usually the Panthers have the Cardinals number, but I had to pick the Cardinals. I just do not see the Panthers beating the Cardinals. And then we got our Super Bowl rematch. The Philadelphia Eagles going to Kansas City to face the Chiefs. The Chiefs do not have their 2 best receivers, and it really showed last week against the Chargers. And like I said last week, I said I'm picking the Chiefs. Not going to stop me from rooting for the Chargers. And I was rooting for the Chargers. And the Philadelphia Eagles, close game with the Cowboys. And, I mean, if we really look at it, the Chiefs don't have their top 2 receivers. So I have to pick the Eagles. I mean, the Eagles just destroyed them in the Super Bowl. The Chiefs are not at 100%. So for those reasons, I got to go with the Eagles. And the Chiefs will be 0-2. Who in the NFL wouldn't like that? Except for Chiefs fans. And then you got the Atlanta Falcons going to Minnesota to face the Vikings. Falcons, what the hell? I picked you to beat the Bucks. I believed in you. And then you missed the field goal. I feel like every time I pick the Falcons to win, they just end up losing. And the Vikings, ooh, they look good in that 4th quarter. I have to pick the Minnesota Vikings because, I mean, the Vikings are a pretty good team. The Falcons, I thought they were better than that, but I guess not. And then you got our first Monday Night Football game. The Tampa Bay Bucks going to Houston to face the Texans. The Texans, I also believe in them. The Texans just cannot get any offense going against the Rams. But for this game, I do have the Houston Texans beating the Buccaneers. The Texans are just too good of a team to lose this game and drop to 0-2. And then our second Monday Night Football game, the Los Angeles Chargers going to Las Vegas to face the Raiders. The Raiders surprising me with beating the Patriots with Geno Smith. But I just think right now, there's just too much hype on the Chargers right now. They just beat Kansas City. What an upset. I think that momentum will go in and the Chargers will be able to beat the Raiders. So those are my week 2 picks. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please leave a like and subscribe. And hopefully this time I can go 9-7. And don't feel offended if I didn't pick your team. Usually I'm really bad at doing picks. I'm just doing this for fun. So please do not feel offended if I did not pick your team. Half the time I'm wrong. Thank you for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video.